The Life of Pope Francis, Level B1, Intermediate. Pope Francis was a very important leader for the Catholic Church. He was the head of the Catholic Church around the world. His birth name was Jorge Mario Bergoglio, and he was born on December 17, 1936, in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He became the Pope on March 13, 2013. He chose the name Francis to honor Saint Francis of Assisi. He passed away on April 21, 2025. Pope Francis was a unique figure as he was the first pope from the Americas. For a very long time, all popes had come from Europe. His origin in South America showed that the Catholic Church is truly present in all parts of the world. He was also the first pope who belonged to the Jesuit order. The Jesuits are a group within the Catholic Church known for their focus on education and their work to help people in need. This choice of a Jesuit pope suggested a potential shift in the Church's priorities. By taking the name Francis, he indicated his desire to follow the example of Saint Francis, a historical figure admired for his kindness, simple way of life, and dedication to helping the poor. This name was a clear sign of what he would focus on during his time as Pope. His parents, Mario and Regina Bergoglio, were immigrants from Italy who moved to Argentina. His father worked with trains, and his mother was a housewife who cared for their 5 children. When he was young, he went to public schools and later studied to become a chemical technician. He even worked in a food processing factory for a short period. At the age of 21, he became very sick with pneumonia, and doctors had to remove part of one of his lungs. However, this health issue did not prevent him from living a long and active life. In 1958, he made the decision to join the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuits. The Jesuits are a Catholic religious order known for their work in education and their dedication to helping others. Before dedicating his life to the Church, Pope Francis had a practical profession as a chemical technician. This is notable because many religious leaders typically enter religious training directly after their initial schooling. His experience in a regular job likely gave him a first-hand understanding of the daily challenges faced by ordinary workers and families. This background may have influenced his later emphasis on social issues and the needs of the working class. His family's move to Argentina from Italy was partly due to the political situation in Italy at the time. This experience or family history of migration might have contributed to his strong awareness of the difficulties faced by people who are forced to leave their homes and countries, a topic he frequently addressed during his papacy. He pursued studies in philosophy and theology. In 1969, he was ordained as a priest. Within the Jesuit order, he took on significant responsibilities, including serving as the head of the Jesuits in Argentina. In 1992, he was appointed as a bishop in Buenos Aires. Later, in 1998, he rose to the position of Archbishop of Buenos Aires. As the Archbishop, he was affectionately known as Father Jorge. He adopted a simple lifestyle, often using public transportation like buses and residing in a modest apartment. He showed great concern for the poor and frequently visited people living in impoverished areas. In 2001, he achieved the rank of cardinal, a very high and influential position within the Catholic Church. Even before his election as pope, during his time as Archbishop of Buenos Aires, he deliberately chose to live a very simple life. This indicates that his emphasis on humility and simplicity was not a new approach adopted upon becoming pope, but rather a consistent way of life he had embraced for many years. This long-standing commitment to a simple lifestyle suggests that these values were deeply ingrained in his character, and not merely for public appearance. It lends greater authenticity and impact to his actions as pope. As Archbishop, he also openly spoke out against the unfair treatment of marginalized groups, such as migrant workers. This demonstrates that his concern for social justice and human rights was already a significant aspect of his ministry before he became the leader of the global Catholic Church. This early advocacy reveals a consistent pattern of standing up for the vulnerable and challenging injustice, which later became a defining characteristic of his papacy. In 2013, he was selected to become the Pope. This decision surprised many people both within and outside the Catholic Church. He chose the name Francis because he wanted the Church to prioritize helping the poor and those who are suffering. He made a significant decision to live in a regular guest house within the Vatican, instead of the more traditional and elaborate papal apartments. This choice was a clear indication of his preference for a simpler way of life, even as the leader of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis departed from some of the customs of previous popes by opting for a more modest lifestyle. This action conveyed a powerful message that he wished to be closer to everyday people and to downplay the emphasis on power and luxury often associated with the papacy. This symbolic choice of simpler living quarters immediately signaled to the world that his time as Pope would be characterized by different priorities and a different approach compared to some of his predecessors. During his time as Pope, he frequently emphasized the importance of helping the poor and those who face injustice. He showed great concern for the environment and wrote a special letter called Laudato Si about the need to care for our planet. He adopted a more welcoming stance towards gay people, famously saying, "Who am I to judge?" and later approved blessings for same-sex couples. He spoke out against wars and actively sought to promote peace among different groups and nations. He also stated that the death penalty should not be used in any circumstances. He worked to address the serious issue of priests who had committed acts of child abuse. He undertook significant journeys to various countries around the world, including the United States and Iraq. Pope Francis consistently addressed global issues such as poverty, environmental protection, and social justice. This demonstrated his belief that the Church should actively engage with the major challenges facing humanity. By using his influential position to speak about these topics, he aimed to encourage positive change and broaden the Church's focus beyond strictly religious matters. His views on certain social issues showed a degree of openness compared to some previous popes. This willingness to engage with contemporary society and offer messages of compassion and understanding had a significant impact on how the Church was perceived globally. While he upheld many traditional doctrines, his approach to certain issues was often seen as more merciful and inclusive. Pope Francis was a remarkable leader who left a lasting impact on the Catholic Church and the world. He will be remembered for his humility, his deep care for the poor, and his dedication to addressing crucial global issues. As the first pope from the Americas and the first Jesuit pope, he marked a new and significant period in the history of the Catholic Church. His life serves as a powerful reminder that even those in positions of great authority can choose to live with simplicity and prioritize serving the needs of others.